Lieutenant Colonel Stuart Scheller that we were talking about a few weeks ago, he is in jail now. On Monday, Lieutenant Colonel Stuart Scheller was arrested and sent to the brig. For those of you who don't know, and from what I understand, the brig is pretty much a naval vessel that doubles as a prison. This is also from the Gateway Pundit. You are not allowed to speak out against Joe Biden, even if you retire from your post earlier in the month. Breaking, Lieutenant Colonel, this is from Fox News. Scheller is currently in pretrial confinement, a spokesperson for Training and Education Command said of the officer's status. The time, date, location of the proceedings have not been determined. Lieutenant Colonel Scheller will be afforded all due process. But why? But the elder Scheller defended his son, arguing that he was only asking for accountability from the military's top brass. He's asking for the same accountability that is expected of him and his men. I've had Vietnam veterans contacted me applauding him for his courage because they too want to know, was it all worth it? He continued, and by demanding accountability and honesty from his senior leaders, that's all he was asking for. And the way the Marine Corps has dealt with it, they now have put him in jail. Now, why? Is what I don't understand. Why? Because he put out that video saying he would like accountability. Meanwhile, you've got that Marine Corps burl cream, the girl with the burl cream in her hair, trying to act like a man, who went on TikTok to pretty much tell Americans that if martial law is declared, if the Insurrection Act is invoked, and I tell you to get into your house and you don't listen to me, you're an enemy combatant, and she'll pretty much shoot you dead. Now, I'm sure she got a little talking to. They took her burl cream away for a week. But is she in jail? Is she in jail? No, because her CO is probably somebody like Mark Milley or Lieutenant Colonel Vindman. We got the wrong lieutenant colonels over here. And while he's sitting in jail for, I guess, the videos that he did, which were not really, I mean, he resigned everything. While he sits in jail, the leadership that he was referring to in his videos, they're pointing fingers at each other and trying to back their way into the bushes on Capitol Hill today. It's really incredible to watch all this stuff. Really is. Here is General Milley denying any wrongdoing in his calls with the Chinese while Trump was in office. Quote, I'm specifically directed to communicate with the Chinese. These military-to-military communications at the highest level are critical to the security of the United States. Let's listen to the sausage man.
Its people and the Constitution hasn't changed and will never change as long as I have a breath to give.
No, shut the fuck up. You don't even have to tell you're not. Just stop it.
My loyalty is absolute, and I will not turn my back on the fallen. With respect to the Chinese calls, I routinely communicated with my counterpart, General Lee, with the knowledge and coordination of civilian oversight. I am specifically directed to communicate with the Chinese by Department of Defense guidance, the policy dialogue system. These military-to-military communications at the highest level are critical to the security of the United States in order to deconflict military actions, manage crisis, and prevent war between great powers that are armed with the world's most deadliest weapons. The calls on 30 October and 8 January were coordinated before and after with Secretary Esper and Acting Secretary Miller's staffs and the interagency. The specific purpose of the October and January calls were generated by concerning intelligence, which caused us to believe the Chinese were worried about an attack on them by the United States. I am certain that President Trump did not intend to attack the Chinese. And it is my directed responsibility, and it was my directed responsibility by the Secretary to convey that intent to the Chinese. My task at that time was to de-escalate. My message again was consistent. Stay calm, steady, and de-escalate. We are not going to attack you.
And if we do, I'll let you know ahead of time. That's where the problem is, you sausage fuck. You sausage bastard.
This guy's a real jerk.
You're right, Norm. You're right. Yeah. So there you have it. And of course, his counterpart in this entire thing, because Nancy Pelosi knew all about it in January. She let something slip today. Pelosi calls Joe Biden's Build Back Better the Obama agenda. As the old saying goes, a drunken mind speaks a sober truth. So let's take a listen to it. Let's take a listen to General Milley's right-hand meat puppet, an old stuttering drunk who's ironically the Speaker of the House. Here you go. Listen to her.
Keep government open. We have to do those imminently, more imminently even, to address the full Obama agenda of building back better. And I love to say, building back better.
I love to say, I think about these things and I say things. I think about it in my private reflection time. That's what I think. Now you can say, oh, it's just, Freudian slip. No, it's just the way it is. It's one thing for old codgers, these octogenarians that are in Congress that continue to call people they don't like George Bush and Donald Trump. It's one thing for that to slip out of their mouths. It's another thing to just say what we know is going on. It's all of Obama's people that are in there working Joe Biden, who doesn't have a brain cell left.